brofist to you all. Good afternoon from the dark, miserable, wet and cold Manchester, UK. It is 4 p.m. on a Friday, and that means it's time for some juicy drama where we may have broke a milestone today. We've been streaming for about 7 hours-ish, and 7 hours, and we've not even played a game. There's been that much information piling out. WoW housing, PoE2, FF14's live letter, and the mythic raid testing has started, which has been really cool. And Blizzard's finally released the schedule of what's going to happen with all that kind of stuff. So full React stream today. Full React stream. Really fun, especially considering all the cool and creative and wonderful things people have been building in WoW with the housing. Glad you're all enjoying it, and those of you who can try it out. We are looking to probably do something for New Year's Eve with the housing system. Either a tour or a big competition. Blizzard sent me so much stuff to give away that we'll try and set something up. We'll decide on Thursday next week when our team gathers, assembles to think of what might be a good twist. We've already got DJs and stuff lined up, but and I'm planning to have a few beers with you guys. So we'll see what's going on there. But it's not why you're here right now, because it's drama time. All over the place, you've been sending me stories from around the world, from the various interactions you have with the online world, with the disgusting and the degenerates and the despicable and the wholesome and the family-friendly people that you encounter in the online universe. There's a story here that's caught my attention, especially after the absolutely tremendous story we had last week where somebody nearly became a millionaire through Fallout 76, through duping and all that kind of crazy madness that's going on there. So I think we may have inspired someone. So we don't need a name, which we'll see how long that lasts in case I have to throw one of... In fact, you know what? I'm going to pick a bastard. Considering it's not a full name that's required for the story, I choose the biggest bastard in the chat, which will be DJ Ronan. Because, you know, he's going to be playing at our New Year's Eve party. So DJ Ronan will be our biggest bastard of the day and is going to succumb, apparently, to the awful world, Ronan, of gacha. And it's just titled, I Sold My Soul. I sold my soul. I would love to play a guessing game with all of you about which game this is in, but you're never going to get it. It is so fucking... I don't know. I don't know if this game is amazing or if it's lame. It's not Genshin. No, it's not Genshin. It's not Genshin. Okay. Look, we're just getting into this. You're never going to get it. No, it's not Infinity Nikki either. Here we go. Hello, you scandalous chat. Where's my hammer? Hold. I can't do the show hammerless. There we go. Whoa, ready to go. We've got it. Hello, Mike and the scandalous chat. Mike. I read the game. I didn't read the intro. I am sorry. As I type this to you all today, it is important that as you listen to the words that I put down on this page, that you picture me IRL. I am broken, I am weary, and I am so, so guilty. Oh yes, I don't deny it. In fact, I come to the court of Preach Gaming, to the jury of Drama Time, to repent and to hopefully, in somebody's eyes around this big world we live on, earn some forgiveness. Oh dear. Well, I tell you what, let's play a game. I can't do a guessing game with you guys, but how much have they spent? Because it's a gacha story, so this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. All right, let's put your. How much did DJ Ronan spend? Of course, we have a name for this. How much has DJ Ronan spent on his game of choice? Okay, so we've got some wild suggestions. I don't know if anybody can remember whose, but if you win, you get a clap from me. Okay, DJ Ronan says $750,000. Okay. I do not deny my guilt. In fact, I know that I sold my soul, But the place where my soul was taken from me was not World of Warcraft. It was not Final Fantasy XIV. It was not even Star Stable. Is that the horsey one? I think it is, right? I think Star Stable was the horsey. Is Star Stable not the horsey MMO that we looked at? That was No, there's another one though. We saw it. There was a drama time about another horsey MMO game where somebody kept buying. Yeah. Okay. No, Mike. I wish to warn everybody listening to this about a much more dangerous, barely can be justified, a gacha game. A gacha PvP game. Yes, I am sure to the horror of many in the chat, such a game exists where your ability to defeat another player relies less on skill and more on whether the RNG gods decide to bless you that day. The game I'm speaking of it's called Gundam Battle Operation 2. All right, I have to look it up because I have no fucking idea what Gundam Battle Operation 2 is. Never heard of it, and neither did I. I wasn't joking when I said, yeah, there's no way you would guess this game. I mean, Gundams. All right, I've got some pictures up. Every image, I'm not memeing, every image of this is just screenshots of when stuff is coming out for you to buy. There is like zero gameplay images whatsoever. It is just pictures of this is coming, this is coming, the anniversary campaign is coming, join the network test, MSN 04 Slazy is coming on this date. So I have no greater detail for our audio listeners about what this game is in any way, shape, or form, other than it apparently existed at some point and maybe still does. Oh, interesting. This is a PS4 exclusive, originally, it says here, originally a PS4 exclusive. It was then later added to PC. I ball out in this game on the PlayStation 4, and in fact, it was one of the 2 reasons that I bought a PlayStation 4 in 2020. How into fucking robots are you, DJ Ronin, that you bought a PS4 to play Gundam Battle Operation 2? Maybe I'm memeing on this game. Maybe this game is fantastic. I don't know. Maybe it's really, really good. I have no idea. This was right at the beginning of the pandemic. Of course, there was also Bloodborne, which I bought and beat as well, which was nice. So Bloodborne is nice, but Gundam Battle Operation 2, real shit, right? Yeah. Gundam 2, which I'll refer to it from now on, has an okay foundation built around a fighting game-esque third-person fighting style with teams of 5 or 6 players. 8 minutes per game. The team with the most kill score in the end wins. Now, as you may imagine, I am quite a large fan of Gundam. We guessed. I think we all understood that. On paper, to many Gundam fans, this may sound promising. And I would agree. If it weren't for 2 key factors. Mike, I know it will pain you to read this, but it's true. The first being that the game runs on an engine built in Microsoft Paint. You have to be trolling. There's no way. That doesn't even work, right? Okay, you have to be. I assume you're saying it looks bad. That's not even remotely true. There's no way that's true. Can someone Google it for me? That's got to be hyperbole. It has to be. There's just no way that's true. And only runs on exclusively Japanese servers. Awesome. Meaning, anyone playing outside of that area is fighting a terrible peer-to-peer connection where ranged or melee attacks fail to connect when they actually won the roll. Okay, yeah, we need to see a trailer. I agree. I'm sorry, audio listeners. I'm so curious because this is just fucking insane. If you've spent thousands of pounds on MS Paint Gundam game, I'm going to be so mad. I really am. Gundam Battle Operation 2 trailer. All right. We have it. It looks like scuffed Transformers. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me get this bad boy up. It's really bad. It's just really, really bad. I need my headphones for the full audio blast that we're going to get here. All right, here we go. Let's see what DJ Ronan lost his retirement on. Transformers. I mean, it's not static images. There does appear to be a world that you can walk around in and shoot things. And people doing sit-ups. And there's definitely some sexy lady that it glimpsed. There's absolutely sexy lady. It looks a lot like slightly better Star Fox 64. Like, graphically. It looks like slightly enhanced Star Fox 64 is what I would say. Like, yeah, slightly enhanced Star Fox 64. The music is pretty epic, yeah. It's early PS3. This is PS4 exclusive, at least for a while. Okay. So we just found out that it's peer-to-peer, and some of your spells don't land when they should. As you can probably imagine, this is frustrating in PvP. I would imagine so. The second being the thing I mentioned earlier. Gundam 2 is, at its core, a gacha game. Every week, a new mech is added and progresses the meta that tiny bit further as new skills, weapons, and tactics added. Every week. Every week. The extremely high rarity mechs also come with special pay-to-win custom parts that enhance your stats in a special way. You can only access the rare mechs if you paid the full $125 asking price to get the 4-star mech. Mother of Christ. And you bought it? It's more expensive than a latest Assassin's Creed. And that's Ubisoft, for Christ's sake. Now, I want to explain myself a little bit. Okay, the embarrassment is pouring through. Unlike other gacha games, ladies and gentlemen, where new characters are vaulted and return at a later date, Gundam offers a brief period of increased chances before adding the new entry into the whole gacha pool. Now, on the plus side, while this does mean that you could get a suit from years ago, the odds of you getting it get worse every single week if there is a specific one you want to play. This is where I am guilty, because I wanted a very specific mech. I can only describe what happened to me as being like a fish on a hook. I don't know if it was my ADHD or some unholy demon possessed my brain, but I saw one of the suits and I needed it. I wonder if anybody else feels the way I do about this. So I've included an image of the gateway drug that sunk me into the depths below. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you the Zaku 3 Custom. Okay. It is a green robot with a yellow lightsaber. And it kind of just looks like everything else. To me, it looks like just everything else that exists in Gundam. I don't know. Okay. Hang on, we've got a Gundam. I was waiting for this because Chris, if you don't know, is a huge Gundam fan.
I love Gundam.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Am I saying it wrong? Is it Gundam?
Well,
whatever. Okay, good.
Anyway, so for context here, there are lots of different Gundam series, lots of different characters, lots of different robots, as you can probably surmise.
Mm-hmm.
And their Gundams in particular are the main mech that you have, and then there are different ones for different factions, blah blah. A Zaku is like the rank and file
it's a generic.
of one faction. That is the Zaku is cool, especially the custom one, but it is a generic ass mech mobile suit.
It's a basic tank.
It's a grunt suit.
So you're already disappointed in this man's actions.
Like, if you told me you were going for a very specific, like, Gundam from a really obscure series, then, okay, that's one thing. Right, but that's like, I'm trying to think of a good...
It's going out of your way...
For like a Ford Fiesta or something, right? It's like...
Okay.
This is not like going after a Ferrari. This is like spending 10k on a fucking Ford Fiesta or a Golf GTI or something.
Okay. Right, we have context from our resident Gundam specialist to this. Mike, it was the might, the power. I needed to bring it to bear against an enemy team. They would fear me if they saw me in my Zaku. I hadn't ever played the game before this. I just became aware of it through my Gundam fandom. And that is when I decided to download the game. Wait. You started with 0 mechs and had never played the game. And you bought this game to get that mech. That's what you did. Now, I'm not an idiot. Which is why you're on Drama Time. I'm not an idiot. I vowed that day not to spend any money on the gacha elements. I did my research before downloading the game and found that every day you can earn spins from playing the game via playing matches and achieving other goals. Therefore, I would not have to go down the rabbit hole. Okay. I can say with hand on my heart, honestly, that I held up this vow. Hold on, twist, DJ Ronan. And I'm not guilty of going into a money spending frenzy to try and get one thing or another. Instead of giving Gundam my credit card, I sold them my soul instead. What did you do? Oh, I'm totally in now because I have no idea what you did if you didn't just pay for it. I have played these kind of games before. I have played Halo. I have played Destiny. I have played Overwatch. And most recently have been enjoying Marvel Rivals. None of them compare to the bone-deep tilting that spurred me into one more game, one more fight, one more chance to show that the last crushing defeat I faced was a fluke. Mike, I've been playing this game for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and so on. I know what... Have you never won? Tell me you've been playing for this game for 2 years and you've never won a match because you've not spent any money. I hope that's where this is going, because that is fucking funny. I know what I'm doing. I have learned from other players. I have watched endless videos from creators. I have done my research. Surely I can't still be losing this terribly. Surely my teammates are the issue and they are dragging me down with them all the time. While I fully admit to you all that the first few excuses are 100% pure, unadulterated copium, the last one regarding my team has some weight to it. Mike, you have said in the past that there are some people who are just always bad at video games. I have, and it's true. You've no idea how right you are in terms of Gundam 2. While the core gameplay loop isn't exactly complex, as the game has no NPCs around in the rounds to confuse players, the simple lack of common sense would be enough to drive me to drink if I could tolerate drinking in any way. Each mech fights differently, and since we're pushing into the 300 plus suits they've released for this game by now, it's hard to say that one person is doing everything wrong in every way, but some people manage. In Gundam 2, friendly fire is enabled, partially. You can't actually damage your team, but you can absolutely stun them, you can absolutely knock them, and you can also completely knock them to the ground if you hit them. And before you ask, yes, when you get knocked, stunned, or knocked down, you are left completely vulnerable to enemy players, and you can also physically trip over your own team if you're trying to chase one person down. As I type this to you today, if I had $1 for every time I had a game-winning moment destroyed, ruined, utterly soiled by a teammate shooting me in the back, meleeing me, I would be able to buy a beautiful vacation home in Manchester and tell you this in person. Or better yet, in a match where you're already losing and your team seems insistent on getting in front of your line of fire, it adds more salt on the raging fire that I have. I'll admit more than once my wits abandoned me and I returned the friendly fire out of a big fuck you rather than trying to support the rest of my allies who I'm sure were trying their best. Other times, the engine itself reared its ugly head and said, "No, you missed." Even though I would watch that bazooka shot travel right through the enemy. But the enemy landed theirs, so you can get fucked. Melee combat, heinous. Heinous. Some of the more custom Gundam sabers reached further than they visually showed. That's classic. Or your enemy would simply ignore your attacks and counter you, which is a mechanic where the enemy dashes forward at frame-perfect timing as you melee and animation lock you and you take damage. When you're the countering player, you feel like a god. When you're the person getting countered, you feel like the biggest dumbass on the planet, or the person who the game just ripped off when the enemy's latency was just better than your own. As the core combat loop of Gundam revolves around the tactic of get close, stun, melee, repeat, this disconnect, thanks to the connectivity, was infuriating. Just infuriating. No amount of skill or building can win a battle of latency. This rule stood the test of time in WoW, and it does as well in Gundam. But I needed my suit. I needed that mech. So I carried on. I pressed on. I knew everything there was to know about its kit, its abilities. Surely, when the spins blessed me with its green, bulky glory, I would become unstoppable. Years rolled by. Years. At some point in the 4th year, I received my Zaku. And of course, collected some others along the way. I then ran into a new problem. The PS4 I bought was secondhand. After the years of playing Gundam, I noticed that its Wi-Fi connectivity was weakening. I'll admit to you, to the chat, and to the world that I stopped sleeping for a while with a rage-fueled, toxic grind of gameplay. At that point, getting whatever mech I wanted was irrelevant. It was now a matter of pride, of my worth as a Gundam specialist. What are you playing for? Have you still not won a game? I'm not sure if it's clear to anybody, because I'm not sure. I feel like he's never won a game. I feel like the problem is now he's never won a game. He must have at some point. Like, what are we playing for? You have the mech you want. What is it you're after? What is it you want? I had been on the battlefield long enough by now to know that the majority of this game's player base was knuckle-dragging, controller-eating Neanderthals who barely deserve to own this prestigious game they're playing on. Oh my god. Gundam fandom is, yeah. Let alone having the ability to download it and put on my team with them. Yeah, I sat there for hours, staring at the 8 to 15 second respawn time and then mission failed. I don't think you've ever won. 4 years. I don't think he's ever won. I legitimately think this guy played, our author, DJ Ronan, played this game for 4 years and never won. The game has no voice comms or in-game text chat with your team. Just a preloaded set of text pop-ups. Support me! Bunch up! Let me handle this. This wasn't a feature you could disable, as it came up on your UI with every other text notification and even provided an audio cue from the in-game announcer. Like any online communication tool, it had its limits and restrictions versus spamming, griefing, etc. But there's more crimes I have to admit to. I admit to you all that I am guilty of more things. I have had a great many chat restrictions over the course of my Gundam time. Spamming a specific pop-up or just the chat in general would lead you to get globally muted for the game. Making giving out information impossible. Even knowing this, my rage as I sat for hours and hours playing made me unable to stop myself. And I would spam the pop-ups until the server auto-shut me down, hoping my idiotic teams got even a fraction of the message that I was genuinely trying to convey. We lost. It was their fault. I tried to coordinate them. They didn't listen to me. I would have guided us to victory, and it couldn't go on. After one too many rage sessions where I could no longer sleep with the anger the game was causing me, I decided I needed a break. I decided some days would be days that I would reduce my gameplay. Of course, I couldn't stop playing the game. I would just log in and do dailies, and then calm myself by playing other games like WoW or Destiny 2. When you turn to WoW for calming, you are in a bad place. When you turn to World of Warcraft and Destiny 2 to relax. That's a wild situation to be in. That's a pretty dark road we're walking, guys. That's a dark, dark road. But oh, dude. I couldn't do it. That was my plan, but I couldn't do it. I would log in, do my daily quests, but I could just play a couple of games. One more. This might be the one. One more try. One more shot to show these randoms that you earned your A rank. Of course, I know now, as sanity has returned to me, that this was bullshit. I was telling myself to ignore how much my performance in this game mattered to me. Every time, like a complete dumbass, I took the bait, my ego dangled in front of me, and dove back in, with the hopes of achieving an ever-moving level of greatness. Other games would go ignored for days, weeks, as I chased the perfect first place win. The perfect round, where I would be our team's MVP, and everyone in that round could see it on a scoreboard. Now, okay, so he did win on occasion. Sometimes, very rarely, I achieved it, and I went about my day with my head held high. But that was rarely. Most of the time, I had either bad teams, server lag where I physically couldn't hit the enemy. It made a WoW expansion look tame to the self-inflicted toxicity that even risked an outburst on friends if they messaged me on Discord during a game. Yo, dude, what are you up to? Fuck off! I'm not proud that I fell this far. Not in the gacha. But the free-to-play nightmare. The toxicity. The sweaty behavior I'd always rolled my eyes at when seeing people who were pawns in competitive FPS gacha games. The free-to-play Andes. The disgusting nature of them. I became the monster I swore to be better than. I am guilty. If I've ever played Gundam with anyone in the chat, I am so sorry. Because there's no way in this story I can convey how toxic I got. I went too far. There is no game on earth that deserves as obsessive competitive spirit to the point where I literally ruined perhaps several years of my life collecting an endless variety of mechs and losing in a video game. Jesus, dude. Jesus Christ. So dark. I want to tell you all, as in the past few months, I'm unable to look at the game. I'm a few weeks from playing. This feels like an AA meeting. Hello, I am DJ Ronan, and I play Gundam. I have been clean and sober for 6 weeks. While I can still log in, and I still do have quite a roster of suits that I could use maybe with NPCs in training mode just to take the edge off. Dude, throw it away. Will you, please? Fucking uninstall it, for Christ's sake, man. For Christ's sake, get the fuck out of there. Just run away, bro. Run away. I know every time I see it, I can feel the echoes of the salt-riddled fury lingering at the back of my mind. This game has ruined me. It has ruined the fun. I played because I love Gundam. The silly big robot punches another big robot spirit, and it's never coming back. The game is also facing a rapidly accelerating power creep because of these weekly updates. It's years old. It's like fucking 5 years plus, dude. But that's a different conversation about balance that isn't probably relevant here. It's a gacha game. It's a gacha game. Of course, there's no such thing as proper balance. You have to buy the new one. Mike, I am here to admit defeat. I relent. I hang up my piloting helmet for good. There are other PvE Gundam games out there. I think you should get away from Gundam completely. Right? I lay down my sunk cost fallacy of my own soul. My wallet was safe, but at what cost? I await sentencing for what I did. And any repentance the chat recommends. And as always, from me to you, please help my soul find peace, Rat Jam. Brother, brother, you have already paid the penance, okay? Just do us all a favor. Stay the fuck away from these games, man. If by now you haven't realized that these games are entirely reliant on releasing the next thing that's more powerful than the last to FOMO you. Look, we're all going through it right now. Do you think it's a secret why housing has come out now in WoW, but you can only play with everybody else if you buy Midnight? Do you think it's a surprise? It's everywhere in gaming. We all know it. We all know it. You've just got to be a little strong sometimes, right? You've got to be a little strong. We're checking out this game after this. Absolutely fucking not. Hey, up. Oh my god! Bex, you never told me! Alright. Let's move on from our gacha friend. Banana Lady's back! Banana Car Lady. I don't even remember when we told this. This is months ago, I think. Banana Car Lady is the lady who had the bright yellow car that got trashed and destroyed, but the car was so ugly and old, we couldn't really tell. It was like such a gross abomination of a car. Banana car. Yeah, banana car. It was just disgusting. All right, we got a few people. Simple Turtle. How many turtles are members? Simple Yertle. Simple Turtle. Too many turtles in our audience. Alvadon. Oh, this is for our live audience. We need a guild name that is cartoon-based. Cartoon-based. Okay. Amaria and Emmy. Yeah, we need a cartoon-based guild name. The Gundamers. Takeshi's Castle's not a cartoon. Looney Tunes. The Looney Goons. The Simpsons. Okay, I like that, actually. The Simpsons. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool. The Simpsons. I think that's kind of fun. All right. All right. Howdy, Preach! Or as we say here in Nebraska, hello. I wrote in a few months ago about my perfect little yellow car that every single one of your audience made fun of for some reason. Let me give you a refresher. Okay, let's remind ourselves this was a 2024/25 car. For those of you who never saw it before, bear witness to actual perfection. There it is. Look at that glorious beast. Whoo! Look at that mighty monster rolling at you. Look at that bad boy just fucking cruising, baby. Cruising. Rolling down the streets. Oh, phenomenal. What an absolute glory that is. Yeah, dude. You could just picture the glorious plume of pitch black fog pouring out of the exhaust pipe. The important parts of the story I told you were very true, but as I said that we were all friends to this day, I can't remember what happened, to be honest. Most of us are still friends, but there are two exceptions. Sadly, this is not about my banana car, but I have a drama that I wish to share with you. I just wanted you to remember who I was. Well, we do. I'm going to regale you today with a tale that happens over the course of a few years. So, strap in for some time travel and bear with me as we're going on a journey. All right. Yeah, guilty, no banana car. I want more tales of the car. The car is the journey. I think the car is destroyed. I think it was RIP. I think. Mike, we're going to spring 2004. All right, we're going back to OG times. It is my second year of college, and I want to move out of the student dorms. Good shout. Good shout. It's time to... I've got pubes in my lips, and I don't even know how that's happened. It must be off the microphone. There. I just met Simple Turtle, who was thinking about moving to town, and 2 other friends were looking to move out of their current apartment. All right, we've got a conglomeration, a council, if you will, of willing participants in order to get a grown-up place. It sounded like it had the potential to work really, really well. So I said yes, thinking we would work out the finer details later. No. We work out the finer details first. Then I change where I live, right? Yeah. We do details now, okay? Then I agree to, like, get on a lease with you guys. And that in a few months, I would have my new roommates for the start of the next semester. Literally a week later, they wanted rent. Okay. Okay. We're going fast. We're zooming. All right. We're zooming through life here. As we hit August, and Simple Turtle had been working for a month as a carpenter's assistant, and our favorite convention, Anime Iowa, was coming up. Oh. Iowa and anime sounds like a really bad combination. From what I know of Iowa, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's a corn-based anime. lots of weeb Slipknot characters running around. It was by no means a large anime convention, but as you can imagine, in Iowa, conventions were pretty rare back in the day. Yeah. So Simple Turtle asked for time off to go to the blessed Anime Iowa. His boss just says no. So Turtle just quit the job on the spot in a tiny ass fucking town in backwoods Iowa with absolutely no job prospects. You quit your job for Anime Iowa. How is that king shit? How is that king shit? I'm quitting my job for Anime Iowa. Totally worth, bro. Totally worth based. It's not king shit. It's not about anime. It's about respect. Now, this makes me slightly concerned. But I'd been wanting to go to Anime Con. So fuck it, I thought. Man, this convention better be... Shall we get a picture up? Hang on. Anime Con Iowa. Can we get some images? Oh shit, it's fucking... Hey, it's popping at Anime Con Iowa. Hang on, let's do a little Google foo here. There must be... I don't know, like 40 people there. Check it out. It's all going on. We got cosplay. We got pictures. Look at that. There appears to be quite an empty room. It seems to be an empty warehouse with people dressed up as various gaming characters. It looks a bit like the recent UK. There's like a couple of stalls going on. Not bad. All right, there's definitely something going on there. Yeah, he quit his job for that. Yeah, it looks a little small. It looks a little compact, but definitely a lot of dedicated fans there. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, here we go. I've been dying to go to Anime Con for years, so I decided, fuck it, we'll send it. Turtle, Alvedon, and his girlfriend Emiria, a few other friends and I, all traveled to Anime Iowa. Alvedon and Emiria are about to learn that spermicidal foam is not an effective method of birth control. Oh, it's a fuckfest. What is spermicidal foam? That's some American shit. What is spermicidal? All right, and this is way too much googling. Spermicidal foam. Does it come in like a fucking like whipped cream can? It's a non-prescription contraceptive that uses chemicals to kill sperm, acting as a barrier to prevent pregnancy. Wait, do you spray this? Do you do you spray it? Oh. Ew. I've heard of spermicidal lube. That makes sense to me. You coat the fella, it's also got spermicide on the condom, then you're pretty good. But it goes in the butt. It's birth control for the butt. Okay. Another male friend has been set on a dark path. He made a vow to pick up a cat girl at the anime convention. I wish to tell you all, having seen this, a life pro tip: never pick up cat girls at an anime convention. I can't imagine half my audience paying attention to that rule at all. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, we don't get any... Can we have the story of AnimeCon? Because you're glossing over it now. I think we're really interested. Banana Lady, we need more tales of the AnimeCon, please. September roll... In fact, I'm declaring now... Sorry, Bex. We are opening the borders of drama time from online drama to anime convention drama. I'm gonna open that door a little bit. We might close it. But I'm just gonna... I mean, once you brought up spermicidal foam, so I think we need some convention stuff, right? Nothing from PreachCon. Yeah, something like that. Could take a little bit of convention drama. A little bit. Small amount. Tiny. Some of you must have been to some conventions where shit's going on. No, we haven't. September then rolls around, and Turtle is talking about buying a television because he's always had a TV to fall asleep to since he was born. What the fuck is going on in Iowa? You're all covered in sperm foam and you've got TVs for the babies? What's happening in Iowa? What's going on there, dude? I offer him my television. He declines because it's too small for what he needs for sleep. What is the minimum inches required for TV sleep? Any knowers? Is he sleeping on it? I don't know. I don't know. Dude, fucking Iowa, bro. I don't know. So he says he needs it because he's not been able to sleep and spends the last of his available money on a larger television. It is now October 2004 and Turtle has no rent money available. All I can do is pay my half and hope it works out. He does find a few odd jobs over the next few months. I'm not sure how he managed to not get evicted, but the apartment manager eventually said we needed to get the fuck out. Sounds like legal reasons. I want to take you now to June 2005. Alvedon and Emiria have just had a baby boy. For some reason unknown to me to this day, I have decided to move with Simple Turtle to our new apartment. Now, I want to be clear on something. We're not fucking. In fact, we are barely friends. Wait. So, you moved in with a barely friend who went on to not pay any rent and cause you to get kicked out, and then you made the decision to just stay with that person in a new apartment under a new lease. You know, the banana car's starting to make a lot more sense. Yeah. The banana car's starting to... You know, at first it was funny, but now it's like... It's a little weird now. It's a little weird. By late 2006, I'm failing college due to an undiagnosed bipolar disorder. I'm okay now, but I went through a rough time for a bit. Good shit. Got it squared. All of my friends are playing WoW. So Amiria and Alvedon did the sensible thing and formed a husband-wife guild for us called the Simpsons, named after our favourite cartoon. Amiria was going to be in charge of the guild. We were actually pretty much drama-free as we never did anything interesting. Can't have drama if we don't do shit. Oh, solid guild. Drama-free, boring guild. Actually boring, though. That's our goal. There was really only actually one thing that was of concern to me. It was that she would tell her password out loud to anyone who would listen. Her password was, I love my kid 2005. You didn't even use the child's name? That's a kid. Or maybe he's called Kid. I don't know. Now, Mike, I am not one who wants to leak passwords, but it's been 20 years. I hope she's changed it by now. I love my kid 2005. There you go. Could be referring to a goat. Maybe. All caps, it's capital I, capital L, capital M, capital K. So I hope that helps you all out with hacking every account on the internet until that password eventually works. So good job. Yeah, get on with it. Write it down. The Burning Crusade hadn't come out, but it was on its way and we were trying to level. A lot of you don't remember the true vanilla WoW, so let me elaborate and try to defend my roommate for a minute. Okay. Most people don't appreciate how little information there was on WoW in 2005. Everything is data mined and optimized and strategized from the second the PTR drops these days. But back in the day, you had to dig to find information. Having said that, though, Amiria, Alvedon, Simple Turtle, and I were trying to level and somehow ended up in the most godforsaken dungeon in the entire game. Classic WoW Andes. Try and take away any knowledge you might have. What is the most frustrating dungeon in Classic WoW? It is not Diamol. I actually agree with this. I think this temple... I kind of gave it away. I think this dungeon is literally fucking horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, the Sunken Temple. Sunken Temple, if you don't have a good tank who knows where to go, you're just lost. There's fucking bosses up there, inside. It's just all over the fucking place. It's actually a really, really good dungeon. It is. But first time through, without knowing where you're going, oh my god. Fucking pain in the ass. I think BRD is worse, but it's not a leveling. I mean, I guess it is a leveling dungeon, sure. What, 55 plus, something like that, 52. Where am I? Okay. I don't remember much of the exact details of the dungeon, only that it was for characters well over level 40, which comes into play here. Turtle was warrior tanking and dying all the fucking time. A lot. Curious, I had a look at his gear and noticed something. You see, when I hit level 40 on my shaman, I immediately got myself a set of male gear. All of that gear, and I mean all of it, had higher armor than Simple Turtle. He's an all male, yeah. I mean, getting your first plate back in the day is not easy, but we decided to have what we called amongst our friends a strategy meeting. Meaning we had a chat. It was decided within the meeting that I, the enhancement shaman, became the new tank. Needless to say, we did not finish that dungeon. But in 2007, I found a deal on the Burning Crusade and gifted it to my roommate Turtle. And I ruined his life. We got to the Blasted Lands and together stepped through the dark portal for the first time. I turned around and gasped in awe at the size and beauty of the dark portal from the Outland side. I had never seen anything like this in a video game before. While I was drinking in this atmosphere, Turtle was looking forward at the army of elite demons guarding the gate. He ignored all notifications and pressed charge into all the demons and died instantly. Bold. A bold move. A bold move, to be sure. As for the skill of the Simpsons, well, we managed to hit level cap before Wrath hits. Wow. And during this long, arduous time, Simple Turtle had made a girlfriend. Well, got a girlfriend, I guess. Emmy, who we welcome into our close-knit friends group. Like, I want to tell you, this part of my life is a bit of a blur. My friends got engaged at the Renaissance Fair. I got a kitten because a friend's mum stabbed a guy. What? I got a kitten because a friend's mum stabbed a guy. And then it moves on to something else. We need some elaboration. Okay, I need AnimeCon and I need... Is this... Author, I do not mean this to sound rude. Do you think this is just normal life behavior in Iowa? I'm just curious. I'm just curious as to whether when you, like, just say things like that, you think this is a relatively normal thing to type because Iowa. Because I would like to express from all the way across the Atlantic that it is not. And I apparently live in a place surrounded by knives. According to my audience here, which, you know, is relatively globally spread out, I'm in danger of being stabbed every living second of the day. Yet, I even cannot drop in a line such as this. I am just curious. Yeah. So, I will read it as it is worded here. This part of my life is kind of a blur. My friends got engaged at the local Renaissance Fair. I got a kitten because a friend's mom stabbed a guy. And I had gone from a straight A student to failing all my classes. You know, the college experience. No. 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 Not really. No. Then, as some of you know, my bright yellow, beautiful banana vehicle was destroyed by an uninsured drunk driver, but that is history. It all came to a head with us after Wrath of the Lich King released. Unfortunately, we kind of fucked Emmy over. Badly. Like, permanent grudge. We're never speaking again badly. Simple Turtle took her side because, to be honest, he needed to. And not long after the situation blew up, Amiria went to play WoW to cool off a bit as she had been stressed by the whole experience. Only to find that she had been stripped naked and the guild bank for the Simpsons was completely empty. Security tip for guild masters. Stop telling people your cute little password to anybody listening. It is a bad idea, especially if you think some kind of drama may happen in the near future. To Emmy's credit, she didn't do any actual damage. She just hid a bunch of items in a place where Amiria didn't initially think to look. Ooh, where would you hide a guild bank? In the person's personal bank, maybe? Where would you hide items? Oh, on an alt? Yeah, that probably makes sense. On one of her own alts. Seriously, I'm very happy about this because that girl could have really fucked up all of our guild stuff and chose not to. I never spoke. What happened? You keep glossing over the bit we want to know about. What did you do to her? You told us a fucking girl got stabbed for a cat. But you can't tell us what you did to Emmy that caused her to, like, take the bank. We need to know. She stabbed her clearly. Yeah, which is her mother. It's got to be bad. We have a list. We want the con story, the stabbing. What did you do with Emmy, right? Mike, my wildlife is a relentless drama, despite not really knowing what was going on. So sorry. All I had left to yap about was my roommate, but I don't want to write about him again. I also would like to point out vehemently that PG are not opening the inbox to Catgirl anime convention stories. This is Bex, you just written this. Yeah, this is Bex has gone into the story while we're through it and added this on. Haven't you, Bex? Bex has edited the story while we were reading it. She's typing to me now. No, I didn't. Okay, it says here, just randomly tagged onto the end. I'd like to point out vehemently. Do you think our Iwan friend is using the word vehemently? That PG are not opening the inbox to Catgirl anime convention stories. That is not happening. If it happens to arrive, Chris is going to be checking them and not Bex. Bex will totes read the stabbing. Got me a kitten story, though. That I'm all for. That reached the end of Drama for today, where we just have a list of more stories that we want to know about. Our lovely Banana Lady author, thank you so much for sending it in. But we have more questions than answers. We have more questions than answers. Be it the rage-filled gacha of Gundam 2, or to why a stabbing of a mother ended up with a cat. But I would be curious if you've had any fun convention stories, not degenerate ones. We don't want degenerate stories. But for now, I shall bid you adieu. We'll say goodbye. I'm not sure what's happening Monday yet. We need to finish Halo 3, but there's also something else that I want to jump into. So, yeah, we'll see. Or maybe a little housing thing. I don't know. Lots of things on the agenda. So I'm keeping myself kind of free and breezy. All right? I'm free and breezy. But have a great weekend, everybody. I hope you have fun. And I will see you on Monday. Bye, everybody. Big kisses. Ta-da!